You'll have to put up with semi-clear.
What does it mean when it says index at the top?
I really don't know. I've never read the instructions of that thing. I really haven't.
That's the difference, Richard.
Huh?
Imagine you picking up something and not reading the instruction booklet.
Oh,
Not like you.
That's how I learned Lotus.
Oh, well, then.
Turned it on and said, what happens when I push this button? Oh, what happens?
Mr. Push the button. I don't push the button because I erase the file.
Properly from the others. It was reflective of the fact that he was moving ahead.
He wasn't satisfied to stay in the slums of Dorchester, where we live. Although it wasn't really slums, it was lower middle class. Okay, you'll see when we get there. What it's like, but it was looked very much like that back then. It hasn't really changed that much.
It's pond.
Of course, back in those days,
it's like Ralston Beach.
Used the pond down there.
It's not a big deal, is it?
Yeah, it's no big deal. But this was never here. I mean, all this parking lot and all that, I don't remember as a child. There was just this pond, and you drive up here and park in the trees. It was all trees. Hey, I was going to get pulled over. And I was in the middle of a line of cars, maybe 7 or 8 cars in a row, and I was in the middle of them. And they pulled me out of the path. And he says, you've got a radar detector on, don't you? And I said, fine, it's on, but
no,
I mean, from what I see at this point.
We're up by Uncle Jack's house in Milton.
yeah. What I'm looking for is Dana Avenue.
Excuse me?
D-A-N-A.
Dana?
Yeah.
Curry College?
Curry College.
What is that?
And a lot of the college faculty live here. Yeah, there's the house now. So you set back in?
Uh-huh.
Right, I drive way up to the driveway.
This is Uncle Jack's house.
That's Uncle Jack's old house. And all these plants and shrubbery and stuff. See those bushes all in Papa planted.
Here's the yard. Papa planted all those hedges.
See, the original house went up to where that doorway is. It was just a small 2-story box house. Uncle Jack added on that thing on the right. You see that little where the glass windows are? He doubled the size of the house and then added on that garage. All of that was added on.
This is Uncle Jack.
Huh?
Jack.
Uncle Jack Wolf. Yeah,
Dad's brother.
All that was added on. He says, look at that. And you can see how where I went like this. He says, when you cut the grass, the rows have got to be straight. He cut the whole grass all over again to show me that when you got through, it had to be straight. And from that day on, Patti, every time I cut the grass, I think Uncle Jack. You see all those hedges there that are all nice and trimmed? Papa planted all those. My grandfather.
That's Susie Moore's great-grandfather.
Right, and that fence that's a swimming pool.
I remember the pumper.
Nice house.
A couple of the things that each of the area, before we get to it, so we don't waste time while we're there.
Okay.
Like I think you used to take the bus down there. There was a movie house down there in Mattapan Square.
Yeah, Mattapan Square. I never took the bus. Couldn't afford buses in those days.
All right.
There was an Oriental Theater. And the Oriental Theater was renowned and very famous because inside the theater, up on the ceiling, it looked just like a sky at night with stars twinkling. And it was just very, very exquisite inside. It was very, very... in fact, the Oriental Theater obviously is no longer a theater, but the stage of the Oriental are photographs that now hang in the theater in Canton. The Oriental was quite a popular hangout. It was a place where people went to the Oriental. You know, that was the terminology. Where'd you go last time? We went to the Oriental. You know, and that's sort of coming into Mattapan Square now, and I'll point out the Oriental Theater. The other thing that's still there, and it was there when I was a child, was this hot dog stand, and they talked about the mile-long hot dog, the long hot dog they sold. And they're still there, and they're still in business.
The beginning of it?
Well, no, this is the tail end of it. It starts down on W Street downtown, towards Boston.
This is one end of it. So this is Mattapan Square.
This is coming into Mattapan Square now as it exists today. You ever heard of Sumner Feinstein, the Feinsteins that are relatives of...
Big Abe and Little Abe?
No. Well, Yeah.
Aren't they Feinstein?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the Feinstein boys, Al, owns it. On the right side here in this first block of stores, you'll see Al and Son, Feinstein's place. Over here is Brigham's, what's left of Brigham's on this corner. That's always been there. That's the Oriental Theater. That used to be the Oriental.
Where?
Capital Electric.
Oh, I see. Now it's Oriental
That
Video.
used to be the Oriental Theater.
That's appropriate.
Used to have to go to once a day. The special classes because they thought I was retarded. I'm seriously.
Day meaning?
This people at school. They had to look at, and they thought there was something wrong with it.
But you went alone, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And I walked, and I reported over here once a day.
Across the bridge.
This is what used to be an ice house over here. We used to run by there to cool off. This is the area Nita grew up in. The street over here on the right.
Yeah.
See, Milton.
This is Norfolk?
This is Norfolk Street.
All right.
On the right side, about a block down, you're going to see a playground.
Okay.
And your father played ball there, and I played ball there.
All right.
Both of us claimed, each of us individually claimed that on our heyday,
Yeah.
we were able to hit a baseball from the home plate, which was down there, up into what is now tennis courts.
Wow.
Both of us,
You set some family records there,
I
huh?
don't know if it's records,
Why
but
can't you hit it? It's left field.
yeah,
It's a
no
big deal.
I'm just saying that
All right.
Dad
That's a claim to
claims that
fame.
when he played, he
And
prominently
he
hit home
played
runs.
there as a kid, huh? All right.
Now, Bobby and I went to school. Bobby didn't. Okay, I'll show you what the schools were.
Dad went to some of these schools too, didn't
Yeah.
he? Papa.
Oh, see this Agsy Shaw Elementary
Oh,
School?
yeah, I read about that.
And that's where you go up through the.
Roger, Norfolk Street. Me. It's now in color.
I'm going up to Codman Square real fast, then we'll come
Oh,
back.
I've never been there. That's great.
This is Mom would walk from our house up Norfolk Street
Up this way with the baby.
with a carriage,
Uh-huh.
and she'd walk up here to Codman Square
The library.
to the library.
Just to pick up some books. See what?
The library.
The library movie.
But Bobby.
What do you
There's
mean?
a lot of stories I can tell you about things that happened on here.
Yeah.
You know that cut on Bobby's chin?
Yeah.
The scar on his chin that happened right on this corner.
Right on this corner.
Here's where two guys beat me up one time and Bobby went home crying.
And Bobby went home crying.
Yeah. Bobby, I
Had to
was pulling,
stop
I was pulling, we pushed the branches down to push the coal off the top of the truck. Then we'd bring the coal home in our little wagons and throw our bin at home.
And whose idea was this?
That was my idea. I had 4 or 5 kids working for me. We'd make
Oh, God.
yeah, after we sold our bin at home, then we started.
So this is the house on Woolwood Street.
Mommy, where did he get the ball?
Patty, this is where the mezuzah came from that I keep at home.
Oh,
It was on 92 Woolwood. Right
right
there.
now, this room is just.
This is it. Oh, that's where the heart is.
That I went to, and Bobby went to, the family doubled here.
Where? This one?
Right here. That's the issue book.
You're kidding. Is this where you had your bar mitzvah?
That's right. No. No, that's where the Hebrew school was.
This is it. How would you like to go there? Instead
Now,
of
I'll
the
show you the cellar show. Well, they started building it. They never got beyond the cellar. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
they call it
Now
the
we
cellar
understand.
show. Now, this is the big Worcestershire shoal here. You see?
The Russian?
See it? Oh, that's the big Worcestershire shoal. That was where all the rich people went. Car wash going here?
Hey,
There's the cellar show over there, see it? This way, so here.
All the shows are now churches.
They're all churches because there aren't too many Jewish people
What
here.
happened to them?
Mom talks about that.
This is where all the shopping was done. All the women come down here every day to do the shopping.
Talbot. These are all the streets that Dad names off.
On top of that, that's farther down.
Uh-huh.
Blue Lab.
Greenwood. Floyd.
It's down there.
I see.
Stratton Street.
West.
This is
Is this the wall?
This is the wall.
Along
And
Franklin
this is
Field.
Franklin Field on the right side. All this has been built up. They have tennis courts here,
That's what
indoor
Bubby
tennis
was talking
courts,
about,
and outdoor tennis courts, and it's all. This used to be all one open field. And I understand. I've been told that this is where the Red Sox used to play before they built Fenway Park.